you know, hopefully, like I was just thinking, well, maybe I should have said, hey, as long as I have to turn that movie off. See, these are YouTube movies. And I make YouTube movies because people find us through YouTube. I got an email the other day from a woman who found us through YouTube, who has her father just was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and she wants some help, you know, and she never would have found this. So, yeah, you know, YouTube movies work, so that's why we do them. And I can't make a movie over 10 minutes. You can't upload anything over 10 minutes to YouTube, but it's worth it because I'm helping people. You know, people find stuff that way. So it's worthwhile to do it on YouTube. Anyway, I was thinking maybe, as long as I had to turn the movie off anyway, maybe you'd guessed what the signal was, you know? What is the signal? Because, as I say, all the signals are important. You know, obviously it's important to get a negative medical test, you know? And it's certainly important to have your symptoms disappear, especially when your symptoms are rosacea or when they're herpes or when they're, and they do, you know, people's symptoms disappear, and that's how they know. Or when you listen to the Flu Cure show and you hear their symptoms disappear on the air in 15 minutes, okay? Like they get off the Flu Cure show 20 minutes later with no flu, and they come in with the flu. And we did a whole bunch of those. We had a flu hotline at one time, and then we realized, well, we got 25 shows. This is enough. You know, it's pretty easy to learn how to cure the flu, so we had enough lessons on there. We didn't need to do any more flu cure shows, okay? We better focus on something that we need now. One thing we need is we need more cure shows on heart disease. That I know. So maybe after you get going with this, you know, give us a holler, you know, and let's do a cure show with you. And people can learn from you about curing heart disease. Another thing is we need a lot of cure shows on heart disease because there are different kinds of heart disease, and there are also all different things. Like when I said you could take the tendency out of your DNA and alter your cholesterol at the cellular level, those are just a couple of things that you do for yourself. So the question is, how do you do them? How do you get going? How do you know where to start? How do you know what to do? And the answer is this signal. And did you guess what the signal is yet? Probably you did. Now the people who are like maybe a little too literal minded, like, you know, the finger movement, they probably think we're trying to push the finger movement. So that's the signal, but it isn't. No. Something I should tell you about the finger movement thing. If you look at the emails in the Cure Drive from a woman named Leslie Silvetsky, she wasn't getting finger movements for years. Years, okay? I mean, she gets them now. But she kept at it. She was somebody who kept at it. And she cured tons of stuff. Tons of stuff without getting a finger movement. And, you know, actually the curing led her to getting the finger movement, and also some of the things she cured weren't physical. But I will tell you that everything you cure, physical, emotional, spiritual, whatever it is, it always brings you into the place of serenity. And the serenity does not prevent heart attacks. The serenity is a signal that indicates you have taken out the cause of the heart attacks. So forget meditating. Because, I mean, you can meditate. If you meditate. It's not, you know, hey, don't let me talk you out of doing something you love and that is working for you, okay? But Andy Linton, my dear friend, my dear Andy Linton, died of a heart attack about 2 years ago. And let me tell you how far back Andy goes with meditating. He died at the age of, he would have been like 56, 57. He brought me down here in the year 1999, January 1999. He was 52 then, and he died in 95, so So figure it out how old he was when he died. And Andy, God, he was the nerdiest guy I ever saw, boy. And yet he was such a substantial man, and he knew how to get things done. He was good at doing things. He was a good man, Andy. As long as I'm saying a kind of a eulogy right now. I mean, I sort of broke into to tell you how far back Andy goes with meditating. And here's this guy. He is a committed meditator. Okay? I mean, we're talking committed. He was here with me, and every morning, man, he was there. He did his 15 minutes, which, as he told me, is all it took, and he kept himself serene all day. And he was sort of serene. I mean, I guess you could say he was serene. What do I know, about his internal state, okay? But he looked, he didn't look agitated or anything. He was halfway serene. Andy Linton was in one of the original meditating courses in 1972 in India with Andy Kaufman, the comedian who died of cancer because meditating didn't cure that either. That one. And Andy died of a heart attack because meditating doesn't cure heart attacks. There you go, buddy. He spent his life meditating, Andy. Little guy. He was a little guy, sweet guy, just trying to get by like everybody else, like he believed that meditating would cure his heart attacks. No, the way you cure the heart attacks is you cure them. You cure heart disease by curing it, direct cure. And the reason we know we can cure things is precisely because people's flu goes away in 15 minutes. And flu is as real as heart disease. So therefore, ergo, if flu goes away in 15 minutes, and by the same test and the same measurements, you are measuring that heart disease is gone, and then you go back to your doctor and get yourself retested, and that signal tells you your heart disease is gone, then you still have heart disease. You see, what I do, I'm sorry, but what I do is I'll always tell you this stuff and then I just take it back. Okay, that's what I got to do. Because what I know about heart disease, I am certain it's just like herpes. Okay, I'm certain that you get your negative medical test on herpes, you walk out of the hospital and you test by the methods that we use, and you're going to get that you still have it. And it's the same with heart disease. You're going to be finding heart disease in yourself for a while. We're talking years, baby. We're talking years. Okay? Do not be fooled by a negative medical test and go have a heart attack, and your doctor will be saying, gee, that's funny. He was back here, we tested him, and all the tests showed that his heart was completely normal. I can't understand why he dropped dead. Well, he dropped dead because it was still there, and he was doing a very sloppy job of following this signal. I'm talking about a signal. And this is a signal, we're talking about interacting with the signal, not just getting it, okay? We're talking about building your life around a signal. And the signal is that you are in the calm, clear place. Now, I got to talk about this a little more because the calm, clear place isn't. Those are just words. They do not tell you what the signal looks like. You can't know what the signal looks like until you have consistently received it so many times that you can separate it from all the other signals that would be identified as the calm, clear place. If that makes any sense, which it didn't make that much sense to me, so I'm not sure it's making any sense to anybody, but maybe I can, put it in the right way so you'll understand how to do this. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do here. Just trying my best, really.